Hey, how you doing? Let me open up Facebook here. I want to have this open on my phone at the same time so I can see people that come in that don't show up on screen. First off, I want to say, wow, what an unbelievable day it has been. It has been an absolutely freaking amazing day. Danielle Rowe, I see you're on here. I see that you already shared this out. Of course you did, because Danielle rocks. Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate you. So, what an unbelievable day. And it takes me back to a lot of things that I've excuse me, read and studied over the years. And that comes down to your thoughts, my thoughts, your thoughts. Our thoughts create our reality. Period. What's up, Chuck Studebaker? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Just had a very, very long and fruitful and wonderful conversation with my friend Sherry, who I interviewed on the show today. Linda Ann Barber, how are you? And I have got to tell you that, Sherry Gideons, if you don't know her, go watch the interview I did with her today. It will blow your mind. I promise you. The woman died twice. She's died two different times. She is personal friends with some of the greatest spiritual people on this planet ever to walk this planet. And she was in the bodybuilding competition, bodybuilding industry for 30 years. She's amazing. Like, you have to go watch the interview. But I just, hey, Jeannie, how are you? I just had a long conversation with her in chat or text or whatever. And geez, just so deep, such a deep, wonderful conversation. But it made me think about how important our thoughts are. And I want to share with you, let me take that ticker off there. Good grief. I want to share with you, as I'm talking to Sherry, and we're talking about a lot of things, primarily the energy that we're putting out into the world, and the thoughts that we're having. What's up, Frank Crenity? I see you, bro. So what are the thoughts that? So here's the thing. People, including me, this isn't a statement of judgment. I have been there a bazillion times where something goes sideways, something goes wrong, you stub your toe, you just whatever, something can go wrong in a moment. And then what happens is those thoughts, your thoughts start spiraling. Who's had that happen where you have something go wrong and then all of a sudden, like, it feels like everything is going to go wrong, and you start thinking that, oh God, this just went wrong, and so now, I had an appointment cancel, so I know that's going to happen on my next appointment. Beth Hoover, how are you? I know the next appointment's going to go bad. I just have a feeling now. And then what happens? The next appointment goes bad, and then you're like, oh man, that means the whole day's ruined. And now these were appointments that were going to pay me, and now I'm not getting any money in, and oh no, now I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, and blah blah. And you let these thoughts continue. And if you haven't had that happen, then you are already like enlightened and above even watching my live streams. So you probably should just leave. So you're better than everybody else. So everybody with these, I'm assuming most people have had that happen, where you let your thoughts spiral out of control. And notice that I said the word you let. You allowed it. See, here's the thing. And I look, I'm a work in progress, just like everyone else, right? I realized I probably within the last couple of years or so, I finally came to the realization that I'm in control of my thoughts. They don't have to control me. I control my thoughts. I don't have to allow my thoughts to control me. And you guys all know, most of you would agree that when you start having bad thoughts, you start creating a really bad energy. When you start having those negative thoughts about an event that occurred or a future event that you're waiting to happen, you start creating this negative vibe that you put out into the universe, right? And as you create that negative vibe, you're literally just putting out a vibrational pattern of negativity. And guess what that does? It just brings negativity to you. And then you get more negativity and you're like, oh God, it's out of control. This was the worst year of my life. Oh, all these bad things have happened. And anybody with ears, you're going to tell them how bad it is. Or, oh man, my nose started itching on the inside. And man, this time of year, every time my nose itches like that, I end up with bronchitis. Dude, what? Don't say that. Don't say that. But we all have been there, right? We've been there, or we know somebody that's been there. Oh, my knee hurts. My knee hurts. And every time my knee starts hurting, I end up on the surgical table. Dude, no, don't say that. Like, you've got to understand that your thoughts and what you're speaking, not just what you're speaking, but what you're thinking, the conversation going on in your head. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, and I love Dr. Joe. Your body believes every word Beth Hoover says, and she is 1000% correct. There's Fidel. I accidentally clicked on his name, but what's up, bro? How you doing? So Beth says your body believes every word you say. Amen. She's joining us from Periscope, it appears, or Twitter, one of the two. The Twitter feed shows up as Periscope and vice versa. So anyway, so you start projecting these things. But here's the thing. This is the thing. We all know people, or we've all been there, where you start getting a sniffle and you think, oh, no, I can't get sick right now. I cannot afford to be sick. Who said that? Drop a 1 in the comment section if you've ever said that out loud or you've said it to yourself. Seriously, drop a 1. This is Get Honest with Ken night. Let's do it. Drop a 1. Beth Hoover says 1. She's done it. Olin Martin, my brother, how in the world are you doing? Olin Martin is in the house. My man, I love that dude. Man, he's got some big, big, cool stuff going on. So we've had those conversations where you start feeling sick. Faith says 1. She's had that, where you start the sniffles, or maybe you wake up with a headache. Taylor says, I'm schizophrenic and I have a hard time controlling my thoughts. How do I control them? Well, I don't know much about schizophrenia, Taylor. So I cannot answer that. But I can tell you that I have been through some unbelievable, unimaginable, horrific events in my life that I probably could have ended up in a lot other places than where I am. And I learned years ago that one of the best ways for me to reprogram my unconscious thinking, which is what's controlling 95% of everything that I do, is being done unconsciously. Now, I am not a licensed therapist, nor am I a psychiatrist, so I don't know anything about schizophrenia. However, I know that when I am focused on writing down positive I am statements, when I am writing I am statements that are filled with positivity, there is nothing that my body can do except for follow what I've written over and over and over. And I'm not talking about one time. That's the thing, is I think that a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I tried positive affirmation writing once and it didn't work. What's up, Mike Scott? Samuel Sneed, right? Disclaimer. But like, you know, and again, I don't know anything about schizophrenia. I do know this about labels. Here's what I know about labels. I hate labels. I hate and despise labels. I hate that. And it doesn't mean that I'm right. It just means that I despise people putting labels on themselves, or a doctor saying, oh, you're a schizophrenic, so I'm going to have to give you this medication for schizophrenia. Like, come on, man. I don't know anything about it, but it's a label, and I don't like labels personally. And I know I've seen videos, I've seen guys say, Steve Harvey says, write a 300 goals list and review it every single day. There you go. Or write it every single day. Write it. Like, write it. Again, the problem with most people is they are not willing to take the action necessary to make a change. They would rather be stuck in their crap. They would rather be stuck in their labels. They would rather be stuck than to actually take the step and take the multiple steps. So writing something one time, it's what Grant Cardone says. Grant Cardone talks about, dude, write your goals twice a day. Write your goals twice a day. The average person writes their goals once a year. No, January 1st, they're writing down their goals. This is what I'm going to accomplish in 2019. Well, we're at the end of 2019, and I have a question for you. How many of your goals did you reach? How many of your goals did you reach? For real. Like the ones, you know, in 2018, at the end of 2018, everybody's rah, 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 rah. And oh my God, here we go. Here we go. He had to write on the board daily. That's right, Samuel. That's right. But how many people at the end of 2018 were like, oh, 2019's my year. 2019 is my year, man. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to kill 2019. Right? And you wrote down your goals maybe on January 1st, and then on January 2nd, you were still fired up. And you're like, I'm going to write them again today. But did you write them twice? I'm not talking about writing 300 of them twice a day. I'm talking about writing down your top 5 or 10 goals, writing down some positive affirmations. Are you doing that 2 times a day? Once in the morning as soon as you get up, and once at night. If you're not doing that and you're walking around wearing a label like I'm a schizophrenic, or I'm depressed. I'm depressed. How about this? Have you ever thought about getting out of yourself and going and helping somebody else? Have you ever thought about that? And maybe you do. But if you do, are you doing it enough? Can you do it more? Can you do what you need to do to get out of the crap that you're stuck in? See, the words that you have going around in your head, Dr. Joe Dispenza says, you know what? We have 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day, every one of us, on average. 90% of the thoughts that you are having, that you've had today, are the same exact thoughts that you had yesterday. The same exact thoughts. You're reliving them over and over and over. Here's what's even crazier. It's scientifically proven that the conversations that we have going on up here in our head, scientific fact, that 50% of them are made up. We're talking to ourselves about past events, about past things. You stub your toe on the dresser, and then you tell a friend about it. Yeah, man, I stubbed my toe on the dresser. I swear I thought it was broken. I thought I broke my toe. I literally sat on the bed. I don't even cry. I never cry. And I cried. It was bad. Dude, you didn't almost break your toe. Okay. And if you did, so what? Is it broken? Even if it's broken, why are you talking about it? Move on. See, you're making up. We make up, we embellish we embellish our past so much that it keeps us stuck, and we don't get to enjoy the present moment. We don't get to fully enjoy the present moment. We're so worried about what happened in the past and that we're going to drag all that crap with us into the future, and we get stuck. We get stuck living in that crap. We get stuck living in it. And it's like, if you're going to stay stuck living, and the young lady that was on here, I don't know if she's still on here, that said she's a schizophrenic. Man, I don't know who gave you that label, but I would get some second and third and fourth and fifth opinions before I walked around anywhere saying that I'm schizophrenic. I would not accept that as a label. I just wouldn't. I would not. I wouldn't. You know, for years, people called me a high school dropout. My English teacher told me that I would never amount to anything. I don't know if you see that back there behind me, but that's my book that I published 2 years ago, and it's an Amazon #1 best-selling book, and it stayed #1 for 48 hours. Sent one of those to my English teacher, by the way. Said, thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate you. See, you can stay stuck in your thoughts. You can stay stuck in those horrific thoughts. You can stay stuck on selling yourself on the lies that you're telling yourself. You can stay stuck there, right? Like we all do it. We all do it. Like we stay stuck. Like I said, you stub your toe, then you tell somebody about it. Because, you know, if you're like me, you walk out, stub your toe, you walk out, you're pissed off about it. Maybe your wife's like looking at you like, and like, what's wrong with you? Why were you cussing like that? And then you're like, don't look at me like that. I'm angry right now. Right? Like, and then she's like, what are you angry about? I broke my toe. Well, how are you walking if you broke your toe just now? Like, what? And then you're like, are you questioning whether I broke my toe? What are you, a toe doctor? What are we talking about here? And you allow this stuff. You're making all this up, man. You just stubbed your toe. Relax. The pain will subside. I promise you. But that's what we do. We replay these tapes over and over and over and over. And then we allow that one single tiny moment in the day, that one tiny little moment, we allow it to ruin the whole day. Then you're in the car driving to work and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe all these idiots on the road today. Would they all get their license out of a Cracker Jack box? What is wrong with these people? What? There's a little bit of rain on the road and everybody forgot how to drive. Who said that? Come on, I've said it. I've said it 100 times. But you know that that's not true. It's not true. Not everybody forgot how to drive. Maybe you and a couple of other people, right? But not everybody forgot how to drive. But we do that. We embellish it. We lie about it to ourselves. Many WebMD docs. Right. So, but like, I don't even like, dude, you cannot find WebMD in my history on my computer. I think the last time I was at WebMD may have been 5 years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time because like, I don't need to validate symptoms. If you're seeking validation for symptoms, you're in trouble, man. I'm being for real. Like, you've got to get this part. Well, you don't have to. You can stay stuck. But once you get the fact that, like, as soon as you give authority, as soon as you speak authority over an illness, a snotty, runny nose, a cough, a sore elbow, get some Windex, like my big fat Greek wedding, right? Get some Windex and spray it on your elbow. But like, look, as soon as you go to WebMD to look up your symptoms, you're in trouble. Okay. I'm just telling you, you're in trouble. Like you're giving it power. So instead, send it positive energy. Send it positive energy. Have positive thoughts. Wow, I'm so glad that my sinuses are clear. I am so happy that my sinuses are clear. I'm so happy that I walk around and have no bronchial issues at all. Like, learn how to reframe this, because your thoughts become things, period. They become things. The more that you think about it, the more you will manifest it. I promise you. And this isn't some new age, blah, blah, blah. This is a fact. It's as real as the law of gravity. People are like, oh, the law of attraction, it's not real. Yes, it is. I'm not saying that the law of attraction is going to send you the lottery ticket. I don't know that I believe that. But I will say this. That the law of attraction will work for you if you buy a lottery ticket. It's going to work for you. And guess what? It's also going to work for you if you don't buy a lottery ticket. Either way, it's like the law of gravity. The law of gravity doesn't care if you go jump off the roof of your house. It's still at work whether you do that or not. If you do that, you'll get to experience the benefits of the law of gravity, and that is it will suck you to planet Earth quickly, right? I guess that's not a benefit in that case. It would hurt very badly. But I'm saying to you, the law of attraction is real. You don't have to believe it. It doesn't matter if you believe it. It doesn't mean that it's not real. It's real. Just like the law of gravity. Many, many people probably went, dude, I don't believe in the law of gravity. Watch, I'm going to go jump off the roof of my house. I told my little girl one time, you guys, a lot of you have met Abigail on my live streams, and she says, I said, honey, you can do anything. Anything you put your mind to, you really, really want it, you can do anything. And she said, oh, really? I said, yes. She said, anything. I said, yes. She goes, so if I wanted to, I could fly. I go, I don't know what would stop you from doing that. And she goes, so I could go climb up on the roof of the house and I could jump off and fly. I go, well, you could climb up on the roof of the house and jump off, and you would feel like you were flying. It would only happen once, though. Like, you would never be able to do that again. It would only happen once. So technically, yes, you could. What's up, T-Free? What's going on? So like, you know, look, your thoughts are controlling everything in your life. Everything. You're manifesting good and bad in your life. You are manifesting it. I promise you. It's coming to you because of the vibrational pattern that you're putting off. This is something that Sherry and I talked about. Sherry Gideons, we talked about a lot today. Your vibrational patterns, it all begins with your thoughts. And you're putting that stuff out there. You're complaining about things, or you're grateful for things. And gratitude is the magical key. Oh, but Ken, you have no idea. There's so much to be upset about. Trump is president, and I'm really angry about it. Or the Democrats are trying to impeach Trump, and I'm really angry about it. Or Trump is in cahoots with the Russians, and I'm really angry about it. Or CNN posts fake news, or Fox posts fake news, or blah, blah, blah. Yes, you can be angry about it if you want. You get to choose. You get to choose what your thoughts are. You get to choose all that stuff. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Good to see you, Lynn. Hey, Pam, how are you? I love Louise Hay. Right? You get to choose what, and again, people are like, oh, this guy's out of his mind. He's saying that we have total control over whether or not we're mad about Trump. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, he's not even mad about Trump. Dude, I don't care about it. Like, I don't care. Whatever. It's going to be what it's going to be. And whether I'm mad about it or I'm happy about it is not going to affect the outcome. I promise you that. What will affect outcomes is me, my thoughts about my life, and what I'm grateful for in my life. And when I'm looking at things from a, oh, but this is all screwed up and I have a right to be angry standpoint, then dude, be angry. Be angry. Get mad. Get mad. And stay mad. Stay angry. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You can stay angry all you want. You can go on social media and rant about politics. You can rant about the weather. You can rant about anything you want. You can sit and bask in the glory of your hatred towards one politician or one party, or the hatred you have towards the weather or whatever. And I guarantee you that your existence is probably somewhat miserable most of the time, because you're operating from a different level, and it's way down here. Your vibrational patterns in life are, you attract hateful circumstances, things for you to be pissed off about, things for you to be angry about. But when you're operating from a level of gratitude and you're writing it down, you're writing down what you're grateful for. You write it down every single day. You write it down twice a day. You write down your goals. Like Grant says, write them down twice a day. Oh, what's Grant Cardone know? I don't know. I mean, if the gauge is money, he's doing pretty well. If the gauge is happiness, I every time I see him, he seems pretty happy. I don't know. What's your gauge? What makes you happy? What makes you live from a place of joy? What is it? If you're walking around complaining a lot, or even 20% of the time complaining, man, that's just giving you more to complain about. And it's not about some new age blah, blah, blah. It's facts. It is factual. We attract our own vibrational energy. It's hard to be grateful when everyone does their job slow as blank. Well, Michael Coronado says midget wrestling. So here's the thing. I don't know what that means, Winter 12. I don't know what that means. But, from my perspective, if I'm surrounded by other people that are not doing their job fast enough and somehow it's affecting mine, well, then what I do is I say, what can I do to raise the vibrational energy in this situation? And I do everything that I can. Now, if I can't bring it up and bring other people up with me, because there are some people you can't bring up, then leave. Well, it's my job. Okay, then leave. Find another job. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I know this, that there's a book called Man's Search for Meaning, written by Viktor Frankl. And if you're alive today and you're alive right now, I don't care what job you're doing. If you're alive right now, you don't even know what difficult is compared to this guy. You don't even know. Viktor Frankl was in the German death camps in Auschwitz, and he watched his entire family be slaughtered, be put to death. Viktor Frankl lived through that. Viktor Frankl watched lifelong friends die. He watched his friends and his family die. Seriously, they're dead. And he watched it happen. And he said in his book, and I'm probably giving a horrible summary of it, but he said, look, I realized finally that the Germans could take everything from me. The German soldiers could take everything from me. But the one thing, no matter what, that I had 100% control over, that they could never take from me, was my mind. They can't take that, period. They cannot take that. And that is your choice. If you want to be pissed off about other people around you not doing their job and somehow it's affecting you and your job, then dude, your choice is stay pissed off or do something about it. Well, what can I do about it? I don't know. Try to Rally the troops, man. Get them all doing their job better. Help them bring their energy up. Bring a different energy. Oprah had a sign hanging on her wall in her office. I had my graphic designer recreate this, and it says, be responsible for the energy you bring into this space. Your energy affects other people around you. You don't even have to freaking speak. You don't even have to let them see your face. We've all been in that place where you can't see what's behind you, but you feel something really positive behind you, and you turn around, it's a really positive person. Or you see somebody walk into the room, and all of a sudden you're like, that's not a good person. I can feel their energy. We've all felt that energy. We've all felt it. We've all felt that. I'm getting some spammers over on Periscope. That's nice. Nice comments you got there, bro. So look, you get to choose your thoughts. You get to choose that. You get to choose the energy that you're putting into any situation. Any situation, you get to choose that. And what if there's a different story than the negative story we're telling ourselves? There is a different story, and you're in control of the narrative. You control the story. There is a different story. If you're walking around telling yourself a negative story or talking about negativity, you get to control that. And I'm not judging anybody. I have been there a lot of times. And I can tell you that every single time I looked at it from a negative perspective, any situation, and I have been through some really crazy stuff. Anytime that I complained about a situation, anytime I complained about a person, anytime I complained out loud or in my head, it only made things worse. When I went, you know what? Maybe it's an evil person that's affecting you, right? What can you do about that? What can you do about a truly evil person? You can completely disconnect from them. Highly recommend that, by the way, if they're really evil, really antagonistic, and you really can't get past it, disconnect, cut them off, get them out of your life, walk away. Walk away. If it's somebody that you can't completely disconnect from, dude, send them positive energy. Pray for them. Pray for them. Send them loving, positive energy. Oh, I can't do that. Look, I have over 17 years sober. When I first got sober, my sponsor told me in AA, says, you got to pray for this person that hurt you in the past. And I said, I'm not praying for that. Blah, blah, blah. I'll pray for him to burst into flames, simultaneously combust. I'm not praying for him. And he says, well, then, dude, you're probably going to drink again and you will die. Your options are fairly limited. And I'm like, wow, holy crap. So I said, fine, I'll try it. So that night I was like, God bless so-and-so. And I'm like, ugh, amen. And then the next night, God bless so-and-so. Amen. The next night, same thing. At the end of about 30 days, I was praying and I said, and God bless so-and-so. And for the very first time ever in my entire life, I felt I had this aha moment about it. I knew at that moment that I meant it. For the very first time in my life, I meant it. I felt it in my soul. I felt it in my heart that I actually meant it. And this was not a good person that I was praying for. And I meant it. And that's the kind of power that we have. We have that kind of power. And 99% of us don't even realize what kind of like unbelievable freaking power that we have. It's unlimited. It's literally unlimited. We are only limited by the title of this live stream, and that is, how important are your thoughts? Because your thoughts are creating your problems and they're creating your blessings. They are. Look around you, man. Go look at Facebook or Instagram. Look at the people that complain a lot, and then look at the people that are like really happy, putting out amazing energy, incredibly successful, financially very well off, and you can just tell they're glowing with amazing energy. What's the difference between them and the miserable people in life? What is the difference? Really dig into that and think about it. They weren't. Somebody like Grant Cardone came out of a treatment center at 25 years old. I have all kinds of mega millionaire friends that came out of nothing. Ray Higdon and Jessica Higdon. Look at Ray Higdon. The guy is unbelievable. And he was like in foreclosure and electric getting shut off. And like all of these friends of mine, these people I know that are incredibly successful. And what is the primary difference? The primary difference is what's going on up here. What's going on up here? And then making it connect with their heart. When that happens, miracles occur. What people refer to as miracles. To some people, it's just an average day. To other people, it's a miracle. Pam Aubrey says, the Ho'oponopono prayer can work for yourself and for others too. Very powerful. Lynn says, we are mirrors to one another. Be careful. Be careful. I think you meant to put who you choose. I agree. I was just telling my brother that today. Society has tried to keep us from discovering who we really are. Amen to that. Amen to that. Ray's story is heavy and inspiring. It is, man. Like I have interviewed over 200 and I don't even know, 200 and some people, some massive celebrities, entrepreneurs, good people that I've interviewed on my show over the last year and a half or so. And I can tell you that every single one of them, Andy Frisella, he's got an unbelievable story. Every single one of them came to the realization that number one, they weren't thinking big enough. And number two, their thoughts were the problem. Their thoughts were the problem. Once you get control of your thoughts and what you're allowing to mull around, you stub your toe, you go, wow, that hurt. God, I'm not doing that again. And you turn around, sit down if you have to, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, touch the spot that you hurt, and let it go. See the pain leaving your body. See the pain leaving your mind. Feel it leaving. And say to yourself, I am having a fantastic day. I am grateful for this day. I am happy and grateful that I get to go out and positively impact the world. I just saw Frank Criniti on here, my brother from another mother. I love that dude. Frank Criniti, what he does every single day. This guy makes $1 million a year-ish. I'm kidding. I don't know how much he makes. Probably in that arena. Sells over 100 cars a month. And by himself. No team. One guy, lot boy, that helps him out. This guy every single day before he leaves his house, he gets up, he gets dressed, he puts his suit and his tie on, he stands in front of the mirror. He has a perfect part. I mean, a perfect part in his hair. And Frank will not leave the house until he has high-fived the mirror and he says, I love being me. I love being me. And he will not leave. He will not stop high-fiving that mirror until he feels it. Until he feels it, and he knows he feels that he loves being himself. That's called positive affirmations. And I can tell you, I'll tell you, there's only a couple of people on the entire planet of planet Earth that are car salesmen that make the money or have had the impact that Frank Crinitti has had. Frank Crinitti also, him and some other guys, amazing guys, have a charity group called the Delco Charity Group, or the Delco Group, sorry. The Delco Group. It's part of Delaware County, Pennsylvania. They have collected so many toys for Christmas for kids over there. I'm talking about, like, you guys, like, seriously, it looks like Toys R Us backed up 4 or 5 semi trucks and just dumped them. They have collected. So what's up, Grant Tony? I'm not talking about you, dude. But I mean, he started this amazing charity group, and like, I'm talking about, probably, if I were to guess, maybe $400,000 worth of toys. I don't even know. And all of this other stuff they're doing for all these families and these kids that aren't going to get Christmas, and they aren't going to get Christmas dinners, and they're not, I mean, so many amazing things that this guy is doing. And yet, and the money that he makes, I won't even tell you about the watch that he bought. he'd be mad at me. I'm not telling you about that, but wow. Anyway, and yet this guy, 41-year-old dude, will not leave his house until he high fives the mirror enough times, saying, I love being me. I love being me. I love being me. Won't even leave his house until he feels it in his soul that he loves being himself, that he loves who he is. He will not leave his house. A guy on that level is willing to do that. Look in the mirror. I mean, I've done it now. I don't do it every day like him. I need to start doing it. I've done it, and it feels really stupid at first, right? But it gets you fired up. It does get you fired up. And what does it do? How important are your thoughts? That's the title of this video. How important are your thoughts? What does it do for you, man? It sets a whole new path for the day. If you wake up and you stub your toe, you wake up, you pop out of bed, and you're feeling fantastic. Keep it going. High five the mirror and say, I love being me, until you feel it in your soul, until you know that you love being you. I'm doing it. I wrote it on my mirror. You go on, Beth. No surprise, loving your neighbors yourself is the second commandment. Don't forget to love yourself. That's right. That is right. So listen, what's up, Carrot on Periscope? So look, I've had an amazing day. Sherry Gideons was on the show. Sorry, Carrot. You have a lot of T's at the end of that. You guys, look here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. I mean, that's a pretty awesome little picture. I got to be real about that. I love that picture of the little rabbit. But the carrot, I mean, how else do you pronounce it? You can't drag out the T. You can't drag that out. So anyway, Sherry Gideons, my interview with her today, and then the ensuing conversations that we had, and the conversation I had with her tonight was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I make sure my son sees me doing 50 push-ups every day. Kids are watching us. You know, there's a sign in my kitchen that my wife has that says something to the effect of, children will rarely do what they're told, but they will almost always do what they see. And that's the truth. Children, and if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. Children will rarely do what they're told, but they always will do what they see. They will also always take on your personality. They will always take on your shortcomings, which are almost always related to the thoughts and the fears that you have going on in your head. Seriously. So, how important are your thoughts? I'd really think about that one. Set the example. That's right, Samuel. Set the example. I appreciate all of you jumping on here. My gosh, I've ranted for 45 minutes. What in the world is wrong with me? I had somebody on Periscope say some not very nice things, but that's all right. Hey, man, got to have haters, right? Pamela says, creating an affirmation card deck with a friend currently, and I read a card to my son the other night. Literally saw his energy transform instantaneously. That's the way it works. That's the way it works, Pam. You're right. That's the way it works. That's amazing. I love all of you. I appreciate you hopping on here. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Pam. Thank you to everyone who's been on here. And if you shared this out, that makes you a rock star, and I appreciate you. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for caring enough about my content that you would share it out. I appreciate that. Velcro, how in the world are you, man? Is that Velcro? Or that says Velcro. Anyway, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Have a great night, and we will see you later. Peace.